What's up, ladies and gentlemen? If you're anything like me, you've been getting this error. When you try to launch your dedicated server or try to connect to your friend's dedicated server that you've been playing on for the last 30 hours. This error is caused when you are offline and somebody leaves your guild. It causes everybody else in the guild to not be able to connect to it. So basically, you get the the Palworld load, do that thing, and you'll be stuck here looking at the now loading screen for pretty much forever. Yeah, this literally will not stop. So came up with a fix for you guys. It's a little tedious, it's a little complicated, but if you want to put the effort in, it's not too bad. So let me force close out of that. I'm gonna close out of the server. First thing you're gonna need to do is install Python if you don't have it already. You head to the Microsoft Store, type in Python 3. You should have it right here. Go ahead and click get. Actually, I have 3.12. Go ahead and get 3.12 right in the Microsoft Store. The next thing you're going to need, and I'll probably have a link in this in the description, is you're going to need this palworld-save-tools. Major credit for the guy that came up with this. I think it's this guy right here. Basically, it's a save editor that converts save files to JSON files so you can edit them. If you try to edit them without them, this is pretty much what you get. So let's dive in. We'll go ahead and go to the dedicated server, properties, and browse local files. So this is your dedicated server for Palworld, okay? If you're not the server owner, you're gonna have to get the server owner to do this for you. Hopefully that goes pretty well. Anyway, we're gonna go to pal saved games. Ignore these two. You don't have the 0 right here. If you only have the 1 on here, it should only be that one. That is your save game code. Remember that. But if we go under players, these are all your player files, okay? You're gonna need to figure out which one is yours. And the way you're gonna do that is, or the easiest way to do that is by launching the save tools that we have here. And you also want to have some sort of heavy text editor. I recommend Visual Basic Code. It's free to get. Literally, just Google Visual Basic Code. It's right here. It's the first one. Download it. It's free, open source, and everything. Once you install that, you can go ahead and open these and that. But let me show you. If you try to open these, this is all you're gonna get. It's a jarbled mess and everything. So level really heavy, but it is what's gonna tell you your IDs for it. So if you go ahead and drag that into convert save to JSON, the batch file right here, not the Python file, the batch file. You're gonna hit yes, and this is a heavy file, so it's gonna take a second. So just bear with me. Pretty much we're going to do that. Once we have that, we're going to get something that looks like this. So if you know the guild name you're in, it's going to be really helpful because that's going to tell you your player ID and pretty much every player ID that's in there with you. Which, if this happened to you, probably going to be everybody that was in that guild. Like I said, it does take a minute. Okay, it's loading the JSON up. It's going to take a little bit longer. And once that's done, in the same directory, we get something called level.save.json. Yeah, I'll have the extension on there. Okay, going to still give it a second while it's still writing it. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Almost. There we go. Once you see press any key to continue, we're all set. Now, level.save is what we want to edit. Remember, you can only edit the JSON file. So, open that with code. And then you're going to get this screen right here. It's going to take a little bit to load because it's a huge text file. I'm going to go ahead and allow this, trust this file. So you get this huge file, very intimidating at first, I know, but what you want to do, Control F, you're going to find, you're going to type in the name of your guild. So my guild in this case happened to be Spooky Dungeon. There it is, comes up guild name, Spooky Dungeon. I have the admin player, which is me. This is my code. But also under that, you have the player UID and the player name. So this is me. I'm Hectic. And here's my UID. That's how you find your file. So I'm going to minimize that over here for now. I'm going to go into players. Okay. Remember, so my UID came up as, here, I have a file pulled up right here. My UID came up as DE2CA. Okay. We go DE2CA. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to convert that to a JSON file. We're just going to drag and drop it. Convert save to JSON. Press Y for yes. And that's a lot faster. It's a save file. I'm going to press any key to continue. And then right here is your save file. Now we're going to go back in, open that with code as well. We're going to hit open. Here is your save file. There's a lot of things in here. I'll have this documented, but basically through trial and error, I found everything that you need. So everything you can replace is down here. GUIDs are how the game goes from the level file to your player file in the server. So anything you want to edit, you have to make sure that it matches with your GUID. Since our GUID is broken, we have two options. First off, what you want to do, we're going to go ahead and move this out of the way. We're just going to put it on the side for now. And we're going to go ahead and delete our old GUID. Make sure you back this up, but I'm just going to delete it. I have it backed up pretty much everywhere. Once that's deleted, we're going to go ahead and restart the server. If you're the server owner and you're doing this for somebody, just start your server up, let them connect. Go ahead and load. They're going to go ahead and join the multiplayer game, whatever IP you have them on. And now what's going to happen, since we don't have a player file in here, is it's going to bring us into the character creator. Okay, once we're in the character creator, go ahead and name it whatever. I'm not sure if you have to customize it to the old one. I don't think so. But basically, just go ahead and hit start game. We're going to hit yes. We're going to go ahead and load into the world. If you notice already, I have nothing in my inventory. Everything's gone. The only thing I have is my guild, which my name is blanked out on. And I still have access to all my guild stuff related to that. So if I go over here, little glitch right there. If I go over here, I can still edit everything in my guild, and I can see everything. I can use all the chests and everything. You can also see the management, but you'll notice that I also don't have anything on here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn the title, and I'm gonna quit just so I can show you guys the rest. So what that did, basically, we'll go ahead and stop the server as well. What that did is it made us a brand new file. Okay, you want to do the same thing for this. So we're going to drag that into the convert save to JSON. Remember, this is the brand new file. I'm sorry, I wanted to drive it another batch. Hit Y to continue. Yes. Okay, this is the brand new file. I'm going to open that with code as well. save that. Sorry about that. We're going to go ahead and edit that as well. Open with code. Thank you. All right, so this is the brand new file. What you want to look for is down here under individual ID. You see your GUID and everything. Right below that, you have the instance ID. Basically, the game spun up a new instance ID for me. The instance ID is what breaks pretty much all of your problems. So what you want to do is you want to copy this new instance ID from the new file. Okay. Go ahead and close that. I'm going to delete both of these. I don't need them anymore. And I'll even paste it up here just so I have it remembered. That's our new instance ID that the game generated for us. So you want to go back in. I'm going to drag this file back on. Remember, this is the old one that we modified. This is the save file that we can edit with code. It's the JSON. We're going to go back down and we're going to find that same GUID. Here it is, right there, instance ID. What we're going to do now is we're going to paste the new one in that we just got from the one the game just created. We're going to save this file, Control S, or file save if you want. Okay, we're done. That's all we need to do with that. So we can go back in here. And we can go ahead and just run this into the convert single JSON to save now. Hit yes. Okay, and that generated my brand new save file. I'm going to put this to the side for now. We don't need it anymore. So basically what we did is we copied that from the new one it created, that little code, onto the old file that we already had. Once you do that, you're pretty much done. I'll show it to you in a second. I'll show it to you right now. Fuck it. So now we can go ahead and spin up the dedicated server. Okay. Go ahead and launch Palworld. Join multiplayer game. We'll go ahead and connect to our server. Okay, now you'll notice that I am able to log in with my old character. I have all my loot, all my weapons, my whole party. I am over encumbered. Drop some stuff. Yeah. Okay, so everything's working. Got all my stuff back, and I even have all the pals that I had at one point. Now, there are some drawbacks. You will be set back to level 1. However, all your unlocked technology will have transferred over. What I recommend, also your explored map, that's gone. I think your notes might be gone as well, and as well as your effigies too. But you got all your pals back and you got all your stuff back, which is way better than restarting from scratch completely. And you still got your base and everything, so that's good. What I recommend to people is to go back into the server configs and up your experience gain multiplier. Just farm a couple things. I don't know what the limit is on the multiplier, but I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. We'll go back to our dedicated server. Oh, that's the tools. Dedicated server. Program files. Just gonna do this the lazy way, man. It's freaking 5 in the morning. Dedicated server. Browse local files. Really easy. Just go into pal saved config Windows Server if you're on Windows. And then under Palworld settings, go ahead and open that. Notepad's fine for it. See all the server settings you can have. If you don't have this and this is blank, then what you need to do is go ahead and copy over the one from here. It says default power settings. You need to copy from here down, and then you paste it into this file that's under pal saved config Windows Server, and then Palworld settings. But I already edited this one. Very specifically, it needs to be exactly 2 lines. So the first line has to be this. The second line is this. And you think, oh, well, there's 3 lines. No, there's not 3 lines. Notepad just drags this line up. Okay, so that says alive, right? So, yeah. So this is literally still second line. These extra lines, no. Literally can't have anything else. It's just 2 lines. See, it still says 2 lines here at the bottom. And you can just hit Control F and find a experience. Let's look it up. There it is, experience rate. It's actually 3rd option on there. I have mine set to 1.75, but honestly, since we're doing this, you might as well just set it to, I don't know, like 20 or whatever you need to. Once you grind that out, you can go ahead and lower it back down for whatever you need. There is one last thing I wanted to touch up on. Let's start the server again so I can show you. It's up to you if you think it's annoying or not. I could have lived with it, but since we're already here, I might as well show you how to fix this. If you are joining your multiplayer after you do that fix, should probably let the server spin up all the way, huh? Okay, let me try to spin the server up all the way. Okay, there we go. I don't know why that happened. Early access game, you know. I'm try to go ahead and connect to it now. Okay, so we're back in. Same thing. All good. So the only thing that's going to be kind of weird is if you go under guild, you're still in the guild. I'm the guild master, but your name's going to be blanked out on there. You can live with it, fine. If you can't, I'll show you how to fix it real quick. Turn the title. It's kind of a pain, honestly. I'd say you should just live with it, but if you're really anal about it, what you need to do is go back into your editor, and remember we have the level file still pulled up, and you're gonna find guild, and you're gonna find, once you search guild, you see parse and group type guild, and you're gonna find your instance ID. Oh, doesn't that sound familiar? Remember your instance ID. I'm sorry. I'm going to find your GUID, which is basically the name of your file. So if you remember, my file is named DE2CAFE, this one right here. So right under that's the instance ID. This is your old instance ID. What you want to do is replace your old instance ID on here with your new instance ID. And here, I'll go ahead and actually walk you through it. Actually, did I still drag that? Oh, here we go. I knew I dragged that on the desktop. So, on here, go ahead and open that in code. I guess you could use no plus 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 for this, but whatever. I'm gonna find instance ID. Remember, here's the new one. I'm gonna copy that. And remember DE2CA. DE2CA. I'm gonna change the instance ID to the new one. I'm gonna save that. Control, actually, let's do file save. Now, it's gonna take a while. This file is huge and text editors hate it. So give it a second. Once that goes ahead and saves, we'll go back in to, okay, so just saved. Gonna go back into my dedicated pal saved games 0, that one. Okay, so here's the save. Go ahead and delete the old level. Remember, we want the JSON because it's the one we just edited. Go ahead and drag that back over to convert save to JSON. I'm sorry, convert JSON to save. Hit Y for yes. Remember, this one is huge, so you have to give it a second to recompile it. It actually takes way less time to recompile than it does to decompile it in the first place. And that's it. We're done. We can now go ahead and delete the JSON file. And we can close out of all of this. Now when I go back in and launch my server, server's up, launch the game. To multiplayer, connect. I apologize for this video dragging on so long. I did not want it to go this long. We're struggling with the server again. No. Okay, I definitely broke something there. Regardless, just live with it. If I figure that out, I'll post an update for this. But as far as that is, it's pretty much all you need to know. If anybody out there knows where the levels and the saved data is stored, please let me know. Unfortunately, your player file has all of your save stuff on it, but once you do this process, you won't get your maps and everything still, even though they're in the player folder. Regardless, thanks for watching this video. If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. You guys take care and happy hunting.